welcome to the mailbag preview for the June 9. We're going to do Flemington. We're going to do a two-parter. Nick,
You go.
popular demand. He's back. Brother of Trav.
Don't know about that.
No, the punters wanted it. You fed them that Morale there first starter off the trials at Bendigo.
Yeah, that was good. It would have been better if Ashlaw had won the last. That would have made my day alright there on Saturday. But
We backed it on the movers, that
Tremina.
but we also backed Made to Measure, and I might have had an all-up.
Oh, that's
I was running around the upstairs valley betting room like a psychopath.
You would have been the only one there.
Oh yeah, only bloke.
Yeah.
No, I was only bloke going up and about that early. It was a long, painful day there at Moonee Valley in the end, but still fat for the movers. So, part one, we're going to do Flemington. We're going to try and get through as quickly as we can, and then we're going to do a second part where we're going to look at some of the races at Swan Hill, where I'll be heading. So, this weekend we've got Mount Yard Mail from Royal Randwick, Belmont in Perth, and Swan Hill all 3 days. From now on, and we're going to see how this goes. It's $22 a week, so you can go and sign up if you want it. You're going to get 5 meetings worth for $22 now. You could have signed up yesterday and got Sandown as well, but if you haven't, you still can. The same price, $22, 5 meetings. Everything's on the website. Any questions, you email drew@themailbag.com.au. If you email me or tweet to me, you're going to get your response time is going to be a lot slower than if you just go to Drew. All right, Flemington, race 1. It's a 2-year-old
race.
1100 metre race. What do we got?
Rails out 6 for the punters at home. Track's a good 4 currently.
Do you reckon it's going to stay a good 4?
Could well do. Drains pretty well. So I'd be sort of expecting something within that range. Propel's our favourite, $3.80. And
Heavily backed.
yeah, it's had a bit of support early. Don't know how much that means though in these early markets. $6 the August, $5 costing the Abbey first up. Then sort of about $8.50 Anthemosa, $9 Good and Fast, and Expedius and Scottish Rogue through the same race at sort of $9 and $11 each.
Are you betting here?
No, I didn't think this was much of a race. Thought the 2 debutants from the Hayes team needed to find a bit off the way they
How'd they trial?
jumped out. Fair, I'd mark them as fair. Propel's probably the one to beat. Good win there last start. Just thrashed her rivals there. Beat 2 probably smart fillies going forward.
Complete PR.
Yeah, but
D-Lane to Thornton.
she could get the same thing here. I don't think this is an any tougher field. Her main danger is probably a horse like the August, who's coming through the Donald Classic. Bit of an obscure form line, but I know the race did rate well there. He's had a trial since where he went well. In that form, he beat Expedius there. So Expedius and Scottish Rogue went on to Quinella race at Sandown the other day. I'd probably looking to be against them, and the market is early as well. But Propel looks hard to knock here.
I'm knocking it. It's got upside. I think by the time we can bet, it's going to be about $3. I think it should be 5. I'll probably lay it. I'm keen to back Expedius each way, Regan Bayless. There's a massive run at Sandown. There's a faster run race than Propel comes from. I agree, Propel's got upside and there's unknowns here, but at $9.50, I'm keen to find out Expedius.
Yeah, well, sort of if you're playing 1x3, he's going to be up there on the speed.
Yeah.
That's sort of like he can be kicking on still. But
He's real strong over 1200, so he's going to be pretty strong over 1100.
I don't know if there's a lot between a lot of these horses.
I think you go broke pretty quick back in favourites. First up down the straight at Flemington too.
Yeah. Not a race I'll probably be betting.
Race number 2, Nicholas. It's a 2,500 metre race for some sort of veteran stayers here.
Yeah, Lycurgus is our favourite, $2.90, $5.50 Hersley, $7.50 for Largo. We've missed Swakadelic, who's also hard in the market there, around $3.70, $3.80. And then double figures the rest headed by Choicer and Sly Romance at around 11s. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot of tempo here in this race. You don't have sort of a noted front runner. Choicer can probably roll forward if they want to. Flago was on speed last start. Apart from that, they're sort of all horses that like to get back off the speed. Given that over 2,500, they could probably walk. There's going to be no one sort of driving it. It's again Do you really want to take 290 about Lycurgus again?
Well, Lycurgus is going from D Moore, D Oliver, Peach rides,
Back to
like
Thompson.
seriously good rides,
Yeah.
to Benny Thompson, who can really ride, but he's not in form at the moment.
No, I agree with that.
In what you've said, and I agree, a tactical little race without much tempo. So where do we land? What do we do? I think Choicer will roll forward. Sometimes she waits till about the 1,000 metres into the race to take off,
Yeah.
but it often does, and it doesn't stop. If that can happen, and it's a pretty genuine sort of staying test, I'm not heaps keen to bet, but Swackadeliak's ready to win, and so is Pelago. They're the two I'll be aiming at. I won't be there on track, but if I was, they're the two I'd be trying to find from the yard. I'm happy Chop King. I'm happy Dean Yendall, D Weir, Purcell. I think they're the right sort of combos for this sort of race.
Yeah, I could see your point there. They're sort of, especially if you're in the camp of Flago, it seems an appealing each way price, not a race I was keen to bet in at all.
Yeah, I think that's more the decision I'd make. Is do I go 1x3 for Largo or do I back both?
Yeah.
I think Swackadeliak might drift. I think they're both the favourites will drift a little bit because no one will know where they want to go here.
Yeah.
Anyway, race number 3, 400 metres, 3-year-old fillies.
Yep. Favourite is Mintha, around $3.10 early.
And backed.
Remember the name, $4.40. Island Days 6. Then we're looking out to Smooth Landing at 9. Jessamine there at 9s. And double figures the rest.
I'm pretty keen here.
Yep.
Smooth Landing, SP $6 versus True Discreet, which is real good form for this. Like there's horses coming from Pakenham synthetic in this race. Previously, it was racing against Peaceful State. Fred off, Regan on. It's not a massive positive, but it is a positive. Couldn't have been ridden worse or had a harder run. There at Sandown, still stuck on okay. Island Days is a horse of good ability. It was very, very near top, like at top last start, but it is Mick Kent, and he puts on I think his best apprentice in Ethan Brown here, which scares me. Won't be losing on it. I'm happy to take on Mintha at the price. It's a real talented horse, but it's coming. The market seems wrong to me here. I'm keen Smooth Landing, who I think will start about $6, and I'm keen Island Days, who I think will start about 7.
Yeah, I thought Mintha was close to one of the better bets on the program here. Even though she did win last start and was by 10 lengths, I'm sort of just not taking into account the bet margin there. I'm just taking into account that she won the race.
I watched it. I actually laid it a fair bit in the office. $1.10.
Yeah.
It could have gone faster.
Yeah, I don't think she completely let off the leash. I don't really even care about that run. It's the runs prior where I think if she's running to that sort of level where she's been to before, she can be winning a race like this. She was good first up in the Rodalva behind Dispatch. She's probably just run off her legs a bit in the U-Class. She never really sort of got into the race, but that's against a much better class of horse than these. Comes back to 3-year-old fillies grade. We saw her in the spring be very competitive in sort of races.
And Spruiked in the spring.
Yeah,
like everyone's itching to back. I remember watching her at the Valley track work, and she was, whoa.
Yeah, she has to be favourite that day at the Valley. She ran last, so there was obviously an issue there. I think going forward, she may be one of the more talented fillies coming out of the race.
Agree with that.
I'm happy to take $3.
Don't agree with that. I totally agree with you that she's the best horse here, probably.
Yeah, I think she's one of the better bets on the program. I think she wins. Island Days and Smooth Landing are the dangers. Maybe to remember the name up there on the speed, but I'm probably just going to be getting involved with Mintha, maybe saving Smooth Landing after not having a horrid run last start. She was a bit weak late, but her form prior to that reads well.
I'm happy to risk Mintha. I'll be backing Island Days, Smooth Landing heavier than Island Days, and I'll be saving number 2, Lady of Krabilly. Race 4, 800 metres. It's a benchmark 90 punters.
Yeah, a bit like the staying race. We've seen a few of these go around before. Silvera's had a bit of early support, $3.40. Second bullet there at 6. Jamin's are there $7.50. Balcazar's there at 6. Quick Defence is there at 6. And then we're sort of out to $11. Mar Jones.
I think we can keep this pretty simple. keep this pretty short and sweet. I have backed Quick Defence its last 3 or 4 runs. I will not be backing it on Saturday. I think it's borderline, therefore moral. So get on at home, and I'm not going to watch the race because it'll just torture me.
What was it like from the yard last night?
Oh, spot on.
Like, could have gone sort of, when they go to their top and then they come down, or?
Yeah, but has it had 3 weeks?
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it was a race where...
I think it'll win, but I'm done with it.
Not a race I was too... I like Silvera last start at Cranbourne. He probably just got a bit too far out of his ground there. Seemed to be hard to make ground at Cranbourne the last few meetings they had on the wet decks. Drops significantly in weight. $3.40 though, it seems short enough. It's a race I probably won't be betting in at all.
Yeah, it's just very, very wary of Quick Defence. Think it'll win, but I won't be backing it. So good luck to those who do. Race 5,000 metres down the straight. Oh. Okay, so we have got a bunch of questions from like Brandon Diplock and others about how do we handle Smurden horses. So we'll go through the prices and then we'll get stuck into how we're going to handle what was one of Robert's better horses.
It's interesting because he's been a drifter early. They went up around sort of 270, 280. Now he's out to $3.20 ability and still is our favourite. $5.50 Malibu Style. Lady Esprees had some early support, $6.50 now. Sunday Escape, $6.50. $7.50 Rocket Tommy. $7 LeBull and Star, rest double figures. He's obviously got a fair bit of talent.
Got a fair bit of ability.
Yeah, the name matches.
Well, has he though? Because he was a bit of a talented non-winner. Then he was gelded, and he was
gelded.
Yeah. It was something like 10s into 5s at the Valley there first up, which made sense when he won like he did. But now that Robert and his mates at Caulfield have been done for milkshaking horses to get them to run to a higher level than they are normally capable of, you start to put question marks on that run and the following runs. And then, for me, I tweeted about this last night, I think it is just wrong and not fair that there's not any clarity around these horses going forward for us to bet into, which funds the entire industry. What do I do with ability here? Henry Dwyer is really, really struggling to train at the moment, to train winners. His stats versus starting price are putrid. I think this horse is like the case where if this horse shits itself,
like
then something's got to happen. Someone's got to be addressed.
Mm.
Or, like me, I think ability is a complete moral here, but I will not be betting in the race, and I'll barely be watching it. And I think if enough people do that, then they'll start to actually take it seriously and address it, because it's a joke.
No, I still don't think they will. I don't know if they really care that much, do they?
Well, I don't think they do, but they should. This is race 5 at Flemington. It's one of the most talented horses on the card, and no one who's serious about punting has a clue what to do here. You can't bet on.
Yeah, well, it's gonna.
You can't Malibu. I really like Malibu Style, but this thing could just piss in.
Yeah.
So then it's just you can't bet on Malibu Style.
He's got so much on the rest of the field off those wins. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
Like they won't even get close to him if he's at his best. What is his best? That's also another question to be raised. He's drifting early. I think you're getting a sort of right price.
My advice is this, because this is what's happening, and that's what happened to me. Just don't watch. Watch it on Sunday via replay or Monday, because if it gets out to $4.55, then if you're watching it, you'll have to have something on. Then it'll run last. It's drawn 4. It's going to need a good ride from the Chop King. I'd much rather it was drawn 10.
There's been a lot of question marks over the horses, like the Answer My Friend, similar.
Gone backwards.
It's like they've half lost a leg.
Nature Strip.
Well, he hasn't quite done the same thing yet. I saw him in a jumping out the other day at Horsham where he flew. It's hard to bet here, given that. Very hard to bet.
Yeah, so my attitude to these Smurden horses from now, and has been previously, is I just avoid at all costs. I'm not going to bet in the race.
Alright, race 6.
Race 6, 1400 metres, benchmark 78.
market reads pretty wide open affair here.
Oh, geez, it is, isn't it?
Fantastic is our favourite first start in Australia, $5, $6 overstep, $6.50 ground break, $8.50 miles of Krishan, paint there at $9, $8.50 for Barcelona, and then sort of Lord Tennyson heads the rest of them around 10s.
Sorry. All right, there's a couple I like here. I really liked Paint at the odds.
Yep.
Loved its last run. That race has proven it wasn't very good yesterday. Is that the Tahani race? Tahani race. She went shit house, or he went shit house yesterday.
Yeah. Well, he went average there as well. So.
Yeah, but he not much worse than this.
No.
And that failed on a Wednesday. Now we're going to a Saturday.
Yeah, but he was beaten 7 lengths.
And how far was this thing beaten?
Paint. Only 4.
Yes.
And was running past him.
Yeah, but still.
What do you make of him in the yard? I thought it was a good last start.
No, more to come.
Like from a coat.
If Tahi ran well yesterday, I'd be declaring this.
Fantastic, current favourite.
Horses don't look or walk better than Tahi did yesterday as well. They often ridden better, but anyway, I thought Paint was right in this race. I listened to Matty Welsh and Jason Richardson this morning on RSN, and Matty Welsh, who's the trial man for me, along with you and your brother, really keen on Way Anchor, who is up to this, if right.
Yeah, jumped out well at Flemington.
Oversteps, ready to win. I love him I love him at Flemington, not down the straight.
Knew it from 17 though.
Yeah, he's going to go back to last.
There's a lot of questions.
So you won't get the $6. What was he now? $6?
$6, yeah.
Yeah, you'll get 8 or 9 or 10, I reckon. And I thought, again though, where do we land? Ground break number 19, right down the bottom. It's the one who could be doing something.
Yeah, he's third emergency, so he's yet to get a run. This Fantastic is your current favourite. Was sort of a trial at Werribee where he was asked to do a little bit. He did find a lot once he was put under a bit of riding and was sort of soft to the line after that. He was down to running a few races at Swan Hill. I think Weary doesn't bring him to town unless they're usually sort of here to win. You would think. I thought they might have gone to Swan Hill for maybe an easier option. Albeit this race isn't that tough. I'd be happy enough keeping him on my side. I'm with your Paint. He was good there last time. I know a fair few people are finding him. Maybe $11 won't last. Got a bit of a tricky map there from Barry too, if you can offset that. The rest of the field, Wanker did trial well. He could be back. Jump out, sorry. He could be sort of back to his best off that jump out. Apart from that, I was sort of risking overstep from the map. Ground break probably won't get a run at this stage, so I'd be happy enough to take $5 Fantastic off what I saw at the trials there, and probably with Paint as the second selection.
All right, that's pretty good information. Therefore, I'll probably stay out of the race.
Yeah, looks another dead race there from Flemington. Race 7, 1400 metres.
Oh, good, you're all over it.
Current favourite is Steel Frost. Is a double acceptor though. He's down to running the Topaz at Swan Hill. He's $3.20. Woozy Choice $5.50. Nothing else really wanted here.
Morton's Fork $7.50.
Oh, yeah, Morton's Fork $7.50. Then we're out to some.
Amavasio and Chamois Road 15s. Urban Rule at 14s. Anything you like here?
Yeah, this horse brings some intrigue. Steel Frost. If he ends up running here, he is down to run at the Topaz at Swan Hill, where it'll be very hard to beat. Also, his last start was in the Goodwood, and it was a good run. He sort of loomed up there.
I black booked that horse last time.
Goosey fair. Thought he loomed up there like he was going to win, but then he sort of just tapered on his run a bit late. His form prior is easily good enough to win a race like this. He's got a good map for a horse like him where he probably won't get buried back on the rail or anything like that. If he's here, I'm happy enough to take sort of $3.20. He could win this race and win it easily. The horse I've been following all prep is Uzi Choice, out to 1400 now. I think they'll be riding him.
Hang on. How are you saying that? Uzi.
Yeah, that's how they
like
say
Usman.
Aussie Choice?
Usman. I call it Aussie, but I'm probably wrong. You're the racer.com man. You got to guide us on this sort of stuff.
I'd go
Aussie. The race callers call it Aussie.
Yeah,
like
Aussie.
AUSSIE.
Oh, don't ask me.
But you're an Aussie man.
I'll go Uzi.
It's stylish for the left-hander there.
Yeah, as I said, following more
three
prep.
for the Aussies.
Third up, we Tick can be sort of more forward now, out to 1400. I think if Steelfrost can't get into the race, if he's too far back or something like that, he's probably the horse I'll be saving on Aussie's choice. I'll be heavily playing those two.
Well, I'm keen here. Even with Steelfrost, hope it stays in the race. Amavasio.
He just doesn't win.
He's ready to win. Chop King on. Drawn 2. Form lines are real good here.
Yeah.
He'll be ridden a lot further forward if he can jump cleanly than he normally is, because it's a Waller horse drawn inside. If I was there, I'm going to probably try and get information on this one, and if he parades well, I'll have something on, and then if he jumps and he's forward, I'll be having more on in the run. $15. If you're just playing before they jump, I'd be going 1x4, something like that. It'll hit the line. I think it's massive odds.
Yeah, I'd be sort of risking him. Keen, Steelfrost. If he goes to Topaz though, it's a sort of different story though. I'm probably like it's a completely different race to this. But.
Urban Ruler interests me a bit. Zabrins always interest me. Cool Chap freshened.
Yeah.
A little bit scary.
Like he ran well there last start in the Scone Cup.
Oh, and he ran real well. Like first up, last prep. Well, this prep.
Yeah, but he's got your
He's
favourite
got Fred on there.
jockey.
So Fred probably gets lost from 6. He was drawn 6 there on Smooth Landing and ended up 3 wide cast the other day. So just got to pray to God if you get on anything he's riding at the moment.
Alright, race 8, 2,000 metres, 3-year-old event.
3-year-olds at the 2,000.
16 runners, currently 4 emergencies. Masculino's our favourite, $5.50. And
surely he's ready to win.
$8.50 for Mazzaro, $9 Nothing Like a High, $9.50 Black and Tan, $9.50 Mr. Monaco, $10 Greycliff, $9 Feel Free Fly 2, and so looking at 16s or longer the rest. Really sort of tough race for mine.
Where do you think Black and Tan gets to?
Well, typically she gets back in the run.
So the gate 20 doesn't really matter.
No, I don't think it would be too bad for a horse like her.
Well, that's the one I want to back each way here. 1x3 again. I think it's ready to win a race like this. I think it'll be really hitting the line hard. It's race 8, so we know by now if we're able to run on and where you want to be in the run. But yeah, big field. They should go quick enough here, I reckon.
Yeah,
there's many numbers. There'll certainly be a quick sort of first 800 metres of the race. If they try and slow down from there, that's probably a good thing for us. Or for me on Black and Tan. If they're running on and they're getting off the fence, I think it's a great bet each way.
Masculino was the horse that intrigued me. Early in the prep, he was looking like he wanted sort of 2,000 metres and the like. Last day he was good there. It was only last week in the glue race where he beat home Iconoclasm. There is some knocks here. He's got barrier 17. He is a horse that can roll forward.
Yeah, and the biggest knocks he got Zach Spain in him from 17.
Yeah, that's probably my main concern.
You can't take Zach Spain 17, $6.
Yeah,
I agree. It's the one that it's ready to win.
Yeah,
it comes from the best form races. But barrier 17, Zach Spain. I like cash too much to waste it on that.
Yeah. Apart from that, like there's a lot of horses here coming out of provincial sort of form. The two down the bottom of the weights, I don't think they'll get runs in Mystique, Marvel and the Sledgehammer. They'll be hard to beat when they go back to the sort of 2,000 metre maidens if they get the right sort of tempos. I wasn't shocked if they sort of measured up here if they did get runs, but I couldn't see either winning.
All right. Anything else?
No.
Race number 9, the last here at Flemington. It's a 1,000 metre 3-year-old race down the straight, and there's 20 runners. There's 20 nom, there'll be 16 running. Whoa.
Very dead race. Dispatches had a bit of early.
This could be just for anyone. Oh shit! For anyone thinking about trying in play, this could be gold mine here. Because there'll be a horse flashing that he won't call.
Yeah.
And if I was there, I'd just be.
550 Dispatch.
Did you watch your Origin last night?
No, I didn't actually.
You don't watch the State of Origin?
No. I'm an AFL man.
So am I, but I still love Origin.
Well, I was busy doing the form, Dicko.
It's fill up too. I backed I got sucked into that like they had sports bets added on every fucking break.
Yeah.
So then I tried to have like with my phone and two friends' phones, the 3-legger in the same game.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't find it, so then I just backed that Melbourne Storm winger, that fast, freaky guy.
Yeah.
Addo Carr. And the Blues to win. And Addo Carr scored near the end for the lock in the Blues win. Like, the pass was 5 metres forward. Try time. That's best. Oh, here we're racing.
Not my forte, the rugby. That's
You
for
kick
sure.
into this race.
Dispatch 550, 750 Ducamus, $8 El Paso, $9.50 Rod and Todd, $9 Miss Leonidas, $10 King's Authority. Then we're sort of out to double figures. The rest, horse I was keen to back last week was King's Authority at Mini Valley. Was good there first up at Sandown in a race where rated pretty well considering what it was. If he gets back to his sort of best down the straight at Flemington, he's off the figures, one of the better horses in this race. Sort of what price we're looking at? $10 or around that mark. I'm keen enough to play here 1x3 in a very tough race. Dispatch is probably one of the dangers coming through that Adelaide form line. He's short enough at the price, so around $5.50, but then again, you've got to mark something favourite in a race like this. Ducamus trialled well enough. He's sort of got form lines around.
He was a bit of a
King's Authority.
spruik horse, wasn't he?
Yeah, early days.
So who's he come from?
He's gone Hawks to Weir. He's got a bit of a tricky map though, barrier 20. It's a very, very deep race. If you're playing the quad, you're looking at a lot of numbers.
King's Authority each way at 10s. It's the way to go.
Yeah, he's the way I'm playing. Bit of a concern, Callow. He's a bit out of form at the moment, but
Noel loves cash.
He's not like he's riding against the absolute A grade there on Saturday. He's the way I'll be playing a very tough race.
Thought Super Hard's right in this. That's Henry Dwyer, but gets John McNeil on, who's still flying.
Probably should have gone closer last start.
Did Choice Border win today?
Hasn't raced yet.
Fit wins. Interested in Miss Leonidas. And Super Hard, a little bit keener on them. Rod and Todd's a smart little horse. And Red Core's going well. Villasachi can flash, but I thought King's Authority each way here. Righto, so we'll quit. That's the end of Flemington. Do you want to do any best bets?
Yeah, I like Mintha, race 3.
My value bet is Amavasio each way. You got a best bet?
Yeah, best bet, race 3, horse number 4, Mintha, and probably best value on the day, probably King's Authority in a really tough race. He's probably the horse I like the best at the odds instead of race 9.
My value play at Flemington is Amavasio, and my best bet is race 1, number 3, Expedius. We'll hit into some viewer questions. We're just going to punch out 2 emails I've picked out, and you can do 2 Twitter ones. Do you want to start with the Twitter ones?
Oh, you can start. I'll make a decision.
All right. From Bella, always getting his emails in, which is appreciated. How will you manage Game 4 and covering Flemington at the same time? I'll be at Swan Hill.
Might be a tough place to watch it again.
I doubt I'm going to be able to watch the NBA at all.
Yeah.
I certainly wouldn't be on at Flemington.
It's not going to be
Because
on Swan Hill.
No one has yet drawn the line in the racing club world that I'd say 80% of racing Twitter is obsessed with NBA.
I watched one NBA game at Flemington and then they turned it off. It was the playoffs last year, the finals.
You're lucky to get like Randwick on at Flemington.
And it was like half time and they switched it over to like Sky 2 or something. And all the punters were blowing up in the Saintly bar.
Yeah, so the racing clubs have not yet cottoned on to the fact that the punters are quite keen on the NBA. So I'll probably just give it a miss, Bella. And we've got a question from Jared Kennedy. When doing the form, what are your 3 to 5 most important factors to look at? You want to start?
Map, It's probably the first thing I do.
Exactly the same thing for me. Number one, map.
Never used to do a lot of it until sort of the last year or two, where I've been.
Has it improved your results?
Yeah, for sure. I reckon it brings you a lot more clarity when a horse gets beat or something. You go, oh, that was probably immoral, but the map beat it.
I often will like halve or even not bet if I can't figure out the map with confidence.
Yeah. Which could be a few of those races there with Flemington.
So I find if I can't map the race, like it's the most important thing. So if I can't map it with confidence, I just move on to the next race, because that's the number one benefit to punting is you control when you want to bet. You don't have to bet.
Map price is probably the other one.
Yeah, number 2, price.
Yeah.
My number 2 would be my own reviews. So say I've mapped the race and I think this horse is going to get a really nice run, and then last start I thought it wasn't suited. I then get keener.
Yeah.
So I mark horses suited, not suited, average from their previous run.
Yeah, I could agree with that. That's probably right up there.
And the third one, I'm very scared to bet on any horse with a jockey that I'm not confident on. And I don't just say like, oh, Chop King is the best rider. They all go in and out of form, like footballers.
Yeah, exactly.
Blokes everywhere.
No, like I suppose a lot of people like that. I know some of the sort of syndicates, they look at that a lot, like jockey-trainer combos.
I don't worry about that much, do you?
Yeah, not so much, like not a lot, but like if Weary's putting on sort of D-Lane in the bush on something or something like that, like some jockey bookings from trainers that show intent is something I look at a lot.
Yeah, and gear changes is another thing that shows intent.
Yeah, like blinkers on first.
Yeah, blinkers on, tongue tie on for good trainers. Little things like that show you that hey, they might be trying to win. Like while I'd been drawn 12-12, snick, now drawn 5, blinkers on.
Yeah.
That horse is going to race 4 or 5 pairs closer to the lead than it has been, and they're going to try and win.
Probably one thing I look at and don't like is like bar plates, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Pulling up lame the last start before.
Drew's huge on that.
It's just stuff I don't really like to see at all. Like it happens, obviously, because it is racing, but if you're sort of following a horse that's pulled up lame the start before, had a lot of issues coming out of that race, and then the bar plates go on or something like that.
Yeah, and one thing I definitely am starting to avoid is horses that were with trainers who have been caught cheating. And the industry, I don't know, is it Martin Pakula? Who's the man who we should be trying to get to do something? It's not like Shane Anderson or Felgate or someone. They're just media people.
Yeah, exactly.
It's someone
higher up than that.
Is Pakula the highest person?
Be near to it.
Obviously, I get very nervous of good horses that ran good times for trainers who have been caught tubing and giving horses milkshakes.
What are the other questions there?
As a beginner punter, is it important to hedge bets, i.e. back multiple runners you like in a particular race with the ideal outcome of not losing money if either one wins?
You're probably better at the answers than me.
I think it's a smart way to start betting. If someone came to me and wanted to start betting more, my advice would be to do thorough reviews, find horses, be ahead of the bookies, have your own opinions, like this horse wasn't suited last start, it could be ready now, and as soon as they go up on like a Wednesday, because you can get on, because you've been a victim punter, have a stack on just that one horse, that one weekend, like one horse that's gone up the wrong price, get as much on as you can, and say it's at $10, and then the horse starts about $4 or $5, I'd be then trading out my stake on Betfair to cover my bet.
Yep. If
it lost, I'd be breaking even, and if it wins, I still win a fair bit.
That's probably not a bad way.
That's how I'd start.
Yeah, and it's especially when those markets go up, if you're one of the first to get to them. And if you've done a sort of thorough look at the race before they go up, they do miss a lot.
Yeah.
One corporate in particular, if you can get on.
Yeah, if you can get on, I'll talk about it. Bet365, who have, for whatever fucking reason, just logged me out of 3 accounts. I've chatted to them for 15 hours. No, it's not. I don't think it is. Nothing's changed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just answer my questions and answer my emails, please, God. I want my money back at least.
Yeah.
Just sit in there. Fuckers. Yeah, so I'd focus on reviews and then launching at prices you think are wrong and trading it back. Just keeping it really simple and keeping a strong focus heavily on reviews and focus heavily on logging all your bets and your data and going, I'm getting this right, I'm getting that wrong, blah, blah, blah. Go from there. Why? And question number 3, why am I so shit at punting? Well, Jared, I don't know. That tweet and this email has got the attention of Betfair and Nick Heathcote there at Betfair, and he has kindly offered you will be both getting the movers, you and Bella. I couldn't decide which one. You will both be getting the movers to the end of the week, so hopefully our run continues. We've had one winner today from one bet. But also, Jared, you'll be getting a Betfair merch pack, courtesy of Nick Heathcote. So email me again with your sizes and your address, and I'll pass it on to Nicholas. All right, guys. We're going to do 2 Twitter questions.
Quick Twitter. Tom Edwards. Are there prices you consider too short to bet? For example, I know people who refuse to bet at anything odds on, regardless of the horses involved. Are they missing out on a perfectly fine opportunities or making a smart move due to limited return on investment? Old saying, odds on, look on.
I think that's a victim saying.
Yeah, that definitely is. There's been a few times where I've got involved heavily at that short end of the market and been burnt.
So have you?
Yeah.
Or tell us one of them.
It's hard to think of one recent. Shoplifter, Pakenham.
Oh, you went on the shorts. You're on 4s, mate.
I went again though. Just because I
went
thought
again?
It was the right price to go again. Yeah, it's...
Do you back or do you lay Winks or do you watch Winks?
I've backed Winks before to win.
I've backed Winks once in my life.
Like I backed it $1.
When she beat Hartnell.
$1.40.
I got $1.90. I lay it almost every time she runs.
There's some instances where I just think sort of under $1.90, $1.80 now I usually stay out.
Yeah, it's just all relative. You should price the race, and if you think it's value, you bet regardless of the odds. But what some people do, which I think's a mistake, is say they think, oh, this horse is like a moral, but it's too short to have. Like I want to win 500, and I normally bet $100 per bet, and I need to have 500 on this. Instead of that, they'll just whack it in a multi.
Yeah.
It doesn't change the value of the bet or anything to do with it. You're still taking the same price, and you just end up messing it up, I reckon. Does that make sense?
Yeah, if you've got something marked and you think it's a moral, and you say you've marked $1.50 and it's $1.80, that's definitely a bet for mine.
Yeah.
Even
if you start betting the run, you'll be chopping. I'll probably lay more at that price than I back though. But anyway, one more?
One more. We sort of touched on most of them.
All right, well that'll do us.
That was probably.
We'll have a coffee and we'll get back and we'll smash out Swan Hill.
Keen.
All right, guys. Thanks. See ya.